Hi Pisces, my name's Leona from Supraconscious Soul, and this is your general reading for December, January and February. Okay, so the theme is it's about finances, it's about blockages or feeling like there's restrictions on finances, feeling like you have to put up boundaries in terms of finances, feeling it can also be about a need to kind of release some of the material stuff that we have, some of the stuff that kind of holds us down and keeps us kind of feeling like we have to protect it in some way. There is this sense of ultimate release for some of you where you're kind of letting go of some of the stuff that's been clogging you up or clogging up your brain or clogging up your environment. This is a need to let go of some of that stuff, and then there's less worry. It's also about just letting go and letting God with this card as well. It's about letting down some of them boundaries and just releasing that need to kind of feel like we need to hold on to things. So, your other card under the deck from the Energy Oracle is Daughter Romance 33. It feels like there is closure in terms of relationships. It could feel like there's separation in terms of relationships. It could feel like the door has been closed for a long time, but it's saying no, it hasn't. This is about energy, and it's about they're needing to get this balance as well, because 33 would be 6, and it would be about reciprocity and balance and a need for openness. But there's also this need with this card for self-love. With this card, they're saying that there is this need for inner love and self-love, and as you do that you will attract a stronger love back to you. It's almost like you're not giving it to yourself, so it's like the universe is saying, look, you need to kind of give it to yourself a little bit first in order for it to radiate out in terms of your other relationships, co-workers, family, partner. So that is kind of being highlighted in your love reading as well. So yeah, I'm going to link the love reading at the end. So you come in with Justice, and this could be about a divorce, it could be about a marriage for some, it could be about a lawsuit, something to do with an establishment, because this is December. So in December we have this sense of justice. It could be somebody fighting for a sense of equality or a sense of justice, because we have the Hierophant there. This is also the card of Taurus, and this is also the card of Libra. So it's saying that these energies, it could be that this you're fighting against the shoulds, the coulds, the ought tos. You're fighting against that. There is a need for more balance within a commitment, or within the way you deal with a commitment, perhaps. We also have the 5 of Swords. So this talks about somebody winning at all costs. So they could have been a court case that was won, or it could have been that that you're needing to kind of conform, otherwise it's about, there's 3 stages to this card. It's about either walking away and forgiving. It's about feeling like you fought the battle but you lost, or it's this winning at all costs attitude. So it's asking you, like, how much are you prepared to fight for this? It could also talk about establishing more commitment for some, but feeling like there's a conflict in terms of other people around, perhaps. Feeling like it's the right thing to do, or weighing up. This could also be about weighing up a relationship or weighing up a commitment. We do have this sense of isolation with the Community card in reverse. So 7 is a spiritual card, and it is talking about feeling like spiritually you could be isolated, feeling like you're not being heard. It is, but I feel like this isolation is merely a time for you to go inside. You could feel like as well that you're not being heard within something. You could feel like you're a bit restricted, isolated, or you're not being supported. And that is reflected in your center card, which is the Six of Wands in reverse. So that shows that you're not feeling like people are supporting you. You feel like you're going through these obstacles and nobody's patting you on the back. But it is about patting yourself on the back sometimes, you know, being your own, reminding yourselves of your own victories and your own achievements, yeah, not necessarily needing others to clarify that for you, perhaps. But there is this sense of grief, or recovering from a sense of grief, recovering from a loss of some kind. We do have the Three of Cups here, the Five of Cups here, and this talks about somebody who is crying over spilt milk. Because it's in reverse, it's saying, look, you're like, look, I'm getting on with my life. I just want to, I'm just getting on with it now. I'm releasing all that. I'm letting bygones be bygones. I'm healing as well, because you have the Eight of Swords in reverse. And this is where all of these swords begin to drop out, and they begin to release one by one. And the more you realize that you're not trapped by a situation, or you're not trapped by something, and in doing that you can turn this around in order to support yourself. And I feel like that's what you're doing in January. You're going through this healing process. What it is saying to you is that you need to, like, spiritually, this is the goddess of the moon, and it's in reverse. It would be a 752. So it's talking about spiritually needing to connect to your higher self, needing to not to allow yourself to be open to messages, because you're very intuitive, Pisces. It's allowing that sense of that part of you to be more open, but while remaining grounded while you're doing all that healing as well. It can also talk about fear, our fears being the things that get in our way, our fears, our regrets being the things that block things coming our way, that block these victories, yeah? So it's asking you to take note of that. You see, this reading is done December, January and February, but some people will move through this energy a lot quicker than others. For some it could take 3 months for them to work out and get to grips, but for others I feel like you're going to move through quickly. So that's why I've done the readings in this way. So going into February now, we have the King of Swords in reverse. Now this is saying that you could be kind of cold towards a situation, or it can talk about being too authoritarian. This man would be somebody in terms of, he would be somebody who would, or she could be, have this energy of being somebody who is either very, very controlling, but controlling way beyond, like going beyond when it's in reverse. It's like it's too much, it's too intense. Or very timid and doesn't make any controlling. It can also talk about wanting to cut things off and wanting to cut off situations. In order to get this into the upright, it would be for you to look at things with more clarity, more logic, have a more balanced attitude towards stuff. That's where this Justice card would come in again. Having a more sense of balance in your decisions. Sometimes the King of Swords can be one of those mad kind of professors that he's crazy intelligent when it comes to books, but may not be getting another aspect of life. There could be something that they're not seeing clearly with this card as well. So it's asking you just to look at things clearly and not to lash out, because in the King of Swords in reverse can also be somebody who's thinking about doing something very criminal as well. So it's about not having that energy, because just after that Going into February, the middle of February, we have the Death card. And this is good because this is wiping away things that are no longer necessary, no longer needed. It's about a brand new start. This is like, look, we have this sense of justice again in February. And it's a sense of, if you're working with the energy correctly and not lashing out, it's a sense of being clear and logical and then moving on. These are changes. This is rebirth. This is clearing away things that we don't need in order to make way for what we do. And next to that, which is excellent, we have the Star. Now, this could be a Scorpio. The King of Swords could be an air sign, Libra, Aquarius, or Gemini. And this could be an Aquarius as well, but it also talks about healing. It talks about having faith in a situation. It talks about things happening in divine timing. It talks about healing being a process, and there needing to be a certain amount of nights before this process is done. And it's about connecting more to your intuition and allowing that to nurture you, and also allowing, reminding you that it's about staying grounded as well, but it's also about connecting to something higher than ourselves. It's about saying as above, so below. So with this card, it's about the more faith you put into something, meditation, prayer, positive thoughts, mantras. This is saying that will bring about more healing and bring about more abundant changes, because your final card is Angel of Love 49. So that is about, that would be a 13. It would break down to numerologically, which represents death as well. It represents changes. It represents clearing away old patterns, and it would be in terms of relationships, in terms of love. Breaking it down again, it also becomes a 4 and it becomes more stable. So this card, the Angel of Love, is saying for some of you guys, this is a brand new love coming in, or for others, this is the deepening of an existing connection. This is a coming together after that disconnect that you may have been feeling in the beginning. After that feeling unsupported, I feel like towards February, or for some of you it could be sooner, there is this Angel of Love, and there is this new love coming in, and the door opening up for you and saying, look, let's deepen this, let's get more of a connection, let's get together. So that sounds excellent, Pisces. It does get better, and there is, like, I don't know, but it's like it seems to me like in the beginning of the month with this Hierophant and this Justice, it's almost like two people fighting over the same thing but in a different way, and not coming to a conclusion, especially with the five, with the Five of Swords in the middle there. Yeah, and that bringing about a sense of disconnect, a sense of disharmony, a sense of not feeling like you can, not feeling like you're connected. But this month, Pisces, if nothing else, just listen to your dreams, listen to your intuition, listen to your instincts, yeah? Allow the healing process to go on, and take care. Stay blessed.